Hey friend, welcome back to Freedom to Exit. Today we're going to talk about reputation riches, how AI-driven reviews build trust, build sales, and build exit value. We're diving into something that most business owners totally underestimate: online reviews. Not just as a marketing tool, but as an actual business asset that drives revenue now and seriously impacts what your business is worth later. Because here's the truth: nobody buys from a ghost town. No reviews, no responses. That might mean no trust. And no trust means no traction. No traction means no top dollar exit. But I can help you fix that. Reviews are all about experience, not just the execution. Here's what most business owners miss. People don't leave reviews because the air conditioner came on. They expect that if you come as an HVAC company, that the air conditioner is going to work when you leave. People don't leave reviews because the CPA filed the tax return. They leave reviews because of how they felt while working with you. Was the front desk kind or cold? Did your tech who was sent out make them feel smart or stupid? Did your team just seem to process the order and not really care about them as a person? In general, people assume you are competent. They review based on the experience they have with you. When you think you're delivering good work, but your reviews stay stuck at 3.8 stars, you've got a blind spot somewhere, and reviews can help you find it, narrow it down, and fix it. I was a nurse I still am a licensed nurse, but I worked in healthcare for almost 30 years, and my last couple of jobs had chief in the title. I was a CEO in the hospital world. Back when I worked in those roles, we lived and died by patient satisfaction scores. Couple of things. The patients assume we gave quality care and we knew what we were doing. They were rating us on experience. But also the people who paid us downgraded what they paid us based upon those patient satisfaction scores. So we worked really hard on them. We would run around creating scripts and training programs and all the things to try and improve these scores, and nothing seemed to work. We had talented clinicians, people you would say, oh my gosh, if I'm dying, I want them by my bedside running the code. But guess what? That's not what patients rated us on. They assumed we knew all the medicine. They reviewed us based on whether someone smiled, whether they could ask questions without being rushed or interrupted all the time or dismissed, whether their culture and dietary restrictions were respected. Some of our lowest scores would come from units where we had very highly skilled clinical people, amazing clinical people, nurses and doctors, but they might be short-tempered, dismissive, or just kind of always in a bad mood. It wasn't about clinical performance. It's about how they were treated. Once we started doing internal surveys with confidential follow-ups, we saw the real truth. Names started popping up. Names we actually already suspected were probably the source of it, but we didn't have any documented evidence that we could coach or take action on and coach up or coach out. It's really not different in small business. Your HVAC tech might be a mechanical genius, but if he's dismissive to the female homeowner, talks down to her, or acts like her questions are a waste of time, that's a bad review waiting to happen. Probably some word of mouth waiting to happen. Same goes for your front desk. They may be polite to you, but your clients are getting rolled eyes and cold tones when they have to answer the same question for the 57th time today. And guess what? That shows up in your reviews. The place where I take to get my car serviced, I'm not going to say where it is, but the place where I take my car serviced, they consistently get feedback that their front desk staff is terrible. People go there because it's a very high-end car that can't just be worked on anywhere else. They love the mechanics, they love the car, but they do not love the front desks. And they have figured out that they've lost market share to a town 45 miles away because of the service people receive. Now, I personally leave the town I live in and drive to Walnut Creek to get my car serviced because I don't want to deal with the attitude in the front desk. Here's some data that should shock you, but often doesn't. We're going to break it down. 95%, that's pretty close to 100. 95% of people read reviews before buying. Great, they're reading them. 88% of those people say it influences their decision to buy or not. Okay, now this is starting to matter. 70% of your people will leave a review if they're asked, but only 11% of business owners are asking for reviews, even if you think your staff are. 71% of your people say, I'll leave a review if it's easy. Cue the easy word, right? Responding to the reviews can double 2 times customer engagement. So responding, just answering the reviews. Not responding has been shown to increase turn or customer turnover by 15%. Nobody in this day and age can afford to lose 15% to churn for simply not responding to reviews. Just one positive review has been shown to increase 5 to 9%, depending upon the source you're reading, an increase in revenue. So for high-ticket offers, we always say, I don't want to put my pricing on the page. High-ticket offers displaying reviews can increase conversion by 380%. So if we don't want to put our pricing out there, one thing we can do is really focus on getting the reviews. Then the price isn't as much of a problem. Up to 70% of consumers trust reviews as much as a personal recommendation. So ask yourself, is your review process keeping up with how your customers buy? In most cases, I think the answer is no. Okay, now I know what you're going to say. Well, we put a QR code out at the desk. That's a trap. It may increase reviews, probably does. It's inviting negative reviews. It's the same as doing a shotgun blast to everybody who's ever bought from you if you happen to have their email. That stuff goes straight to Google. There's no filter, no chance to make it right. So someone with a minor complaint or an irritation about the attitude at the desk, they're going to leave a 1-star review, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's there forever. This is why I don't recommend leaving these to chance. Here's what I recommend instead. This is what we automate for clients. I like you to start with a smart AI-based flow where we put an internal net promoter score in place. The AI assistant asks, how likely are you to recommend us to a friend? If they score high, great. We send them a link to leave a public review. If they score low or even just then the system flags it privately for the business owner or team to follow up and make the problem right, make the service right, and salvage their reputation. It gives you time to follow up, fix the issue, further build the relationship. It also helps you identify recurring staff issues like the front desk or the tech who's great at their job, but not so great with people. It's not review filtering. It's real-time business intelligence that allows you to fix your system, your process, and your people to grow your business, which leads to more revenue now, and then obviously a higher exit ability later. Now let's look at this through the buyer's lens in terms of exit strategy. Let's zoom out for a minute. When someone is evaluating your business to buy, they're looking at revenue, profit. I have my EBITDA Whisperer t-shirt on. Revenue, profit, refunds, and yes, reviews. Why? Reviews are the only place they can hear directly from your customers without you being in the mix. When they see hundreds or thousands of recent reviews, 4.7 stars and above, responses from your team, happy customers sharing real stories, they see a business with strong operational systems, happy repeat clients, and a reputation that doesn't rely on your hustle. That's important. What they see is a moat around your business. And moats mean money. And yes, buyers absolutely discuss reviews during due diligence. I know I was on an acquisition team when I was in corporate, and I was on the due diligence team and the transition teams for what we acquired. Absolutely, people are looking at the reviews. If your Google profile shows a pattern of bad experiences or just crickets, they assume that's dysfunction in your business. And while they might hold that aside if everything else is amazing, it is starting to lead to at least a discount, at least an earnout, probably some more seller financing, and probably the seller has to stick around for a while. But if your reviews are glowing and consistent and handled professionally, they'll move faster and potentially offer more. In terms of getting people in your business to buy into we care about reviews, if they don't already, you can devise an incentive strategy that also can be combined and turned into sort of like exit insurance. So one of the smartest ways for you to retain your team through a sale is to tie bonuses to review performance. So things like average star rating, monthly review count, specific customer mentions, then you give some kind of a bonus over time for improvement. But then when you know you're ready to sell, every owner is like, I don't want my team to know. But if you stage out bonuses for post-sale, they're more likely to stay post-transition. This helps you retain key people, grow your reviews, gives your team another incentive, the what's in it for me to improve reviews and give better service. But it also helps give buyers confidence in your transition plan. It's not just an exit strategy. That's why I say it's also exit insurance. So here's why AI is part of this answer. Look, I get it. You're thinking, that's all great, but I don't have time to manage this, Lani. And that's why we use AI. You don't have time, and neither does your team. Here's what an AI assistant can do for you. Send the review request at the right time and follow up until it comes in. You can personalize the message based upon what's in the contact notes and the conversations it's had. You can follow up automatically. Filters reviews based on feedback using the Net Promoter Score so that you have time to fix problems, and the ones that are already glowing can go right to the public and grow your reputation. It responds to reviews in your voice and tone. And it frees your front desk up from tasks they hate. AI becomes your most polite, persistent, and reliable employee, working 24/7 without getting moody. Here's some couple of takeaways. You're not just collecting stars. You're growing revenue, so reviews matter. You're improving your exit multiple or your ability to exit at all. You're building buyer-ready infrastructure. You're converting trust into traffic and reviews into repeat business. And best of all, you're not spending a dime on ads to get any of these. People are already looking for reviews. Reviews are free marketing and a valuation multiplier, especially compared to paid marketing campaigns. So here's your next move. Download my free guide, 7 ways to incorporate AI into your business today. You'll see all about the automated review flows, examples, and even a demo of voice AI in action, because I know people say, oh, the voice sounds like a robot. You can also take the changes assessment. Both of these links are in the show notes below. The changes assessment will help you find out where your reputation and other elements might be holding you back from scale or sale. The changes assessment takes about 10 minutes. It goes deep into your business and you get a very comprehensive outcome of what buyers see when they look at your business. So in closing, no reviews, no ability to sell. No responses, no retention. It's time to automate this very important task and protect your brand. Because the business with 1,200 5-star reviews, it's not perfect, but it is built to grow. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Freedom to Exit podcast. I'd love for you to subscribe and share this episode with a friend who needs to hear it. Thank you so much.